Aerial Pest Control, a proposed new endorsement category. As part of their 2017 update to the Federal Certification and Training Rules, EPA has introduced a set of competency standards for aerial applicators. This is a group of topics that EPA will require all aerial applicators to demonstrate knowledge in by studying a manual and passing a certification exam. In order to meet this new EPA requirement, Washington State is proposing to add a new aerial pest control category. Currently in Washington State, we don't have any category that covers pesticides applied aerially. Applicators only take an exam relevant to the kind of pesticides they are applying. For example, if someone is applying BT to treat Lymantria dispar moth, currently they just take an insect and disease category, which doesn't cover anything specific to risks or other considerations when applying a pesticide aerially. That's the same category that someone applying insecticides on the ground would take. Under the new Federal Certification and Training Rule, those making an application aerially need to meet certain competency standards to be qualified to make that application. We are proposing to add a new aerial category that will cover those competency standards, rather than trying to integrate all of those standards into the current category exams that aerial applicators have been taking. This way, only those making aerial applications need to study those topics. If we integrated aerial competency standards into current categories, all applicators that make weed or insect and disease applications would need to learn about aerial applications, which just doesn't make sense to do. So, while the aerial exam will be a new and additional exam for aerial applicators, it will only cover EPA's competency standards for aerial applications and won't get into any pest-specific information. It will just be focused on the method of application, so there will be no redundancy with the exams that applicators have already taken. This category will be required for anyone applying a pesticide aerially. This could include a fixed-wing plane, or a rotary-winged aircraft, such as a helicopter, or an unmanned aerial vehicle, a UAV or drone. So again, to make an aerial application, a licensee will need the aerial category to meet the new EPA competency standards for aerial applications, as well as whatever the relevant endorsement category exam is to cover the competency standards related to specific pests or pesticides being used. EPA had expressed a hope that creating standardized requirements for aerial applicators may make it easier for those making aerial applications to obtain reciprocal licensing to be able to apply in multiple states. EPA has also clarified that all who are involved in the application must be licensed with both the aerial and relevant endorsement categories. This includes the pilot of the plane, the person operating a drone, and anyone else involved in the application. As we mentioned with other categories that have new competency standards, EPA will not allow grandfathering in. They want to be sure that all who make aerial applications are trained in certain topic areas. Current licensees who make aerial applications will need to add the new aerial category to continue making aerial applications after the rule change. This includes all license types, so private applicators making aerial applications will need the category as well. So just to give a few quick examples, here we have someone contracted by a public agency making an aerial application to control Lymantria dispar moth. The pilot and anyone else in the plane involved in the application will need the aerial category to cover that method of application, as well as the relevant insect and disease category, which covers topics specific to the type of pest being treated, which in this case was the moth. In the next example, we have an applicator using a drone to treat noxious weeds in a forest environment. They will need the aerial category along with the relevant weeds category.
If you have any questions about this presentation, please contact us at pestlicenseupdates@agr.wa.gov. You can also call the main line at 877-301-4555.
Thank you for watching this certification and training plan presentation. Stay tuned for more updates.